Hi everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel. So today's Sunday and I'm doing a little meal prep, which you can see behind me. Normally I would take you through my entire day, but since it's all things that I've made before, and I'll try to remember to link some of the things on my channel, just the videos down below so you can access those. But I thought I would jump on, show you what I've made today, just to kind of show you that I am still meal prepping. I know I haven't done a meal prep video in a couple of weeks. And then I'm not gonna post this today. I'm gonna post this probably tomorrow night because I also want to make a turkey taco soup recipe and pull that together so I can show you how I'm making that. Now I had already made the chicken breast in my Instant Pot, and you've probably seen me post something, I think it was Friday or Saturday, I posted that on my Instagram. And I just threw those chicken breast, almost 5 pounds of chicken breast into my Instant Pot. I threw in a cup of water and threw in some taco seasoning and turned that, it was, they weren't frozen. So I turned that on manual pressure high, and I think I did it for 17 minutes and just let that do a natural release. So when those came out, I just threw them straight in the fridge because I was just going to use those throughout the week just for meat, and I may use them for a dinner later on this week. So I'm going to bring you over to the counter. I'll show you what I've done thus far, and if I do anything else, I'll just do a quick little snippet on here. And then again, I'll film the soup recipe for you tomorrow so you can see what I've done, and we'll go from there. All right, let me change positions here and I'll show you what I've made. Okay, we're gonna start with my grapes. I had taken, I think it was 4 pounds of grapes, and I took them off the stems. And then I pulled together 2 containers for just snacks for this week for myself. I have 3 sandwiches. They're just turkey and cheese sandwiches for my husband. I have 5 of his breakfast sandwiches, so that those will take him through the week. And then I have 5 containers of coleslaw for him. And again, I'll try to remember to link my videos for the breakfast sandwiches and for, oh, I think the coleslaw was on another meal prep, but I'll see if I can find that one and link that one as well below. Now I'm still going to make up my lunches, and I think I'm gonna whip up a couple of chicken and bean burritos, so maybe I'll film that for you and show you how I do those. I know I've done them before, but maybe I'll film those so you can just kind of see me do a little bit of meal prep, and then we'll jump into my soup recipe tomorrow if I don't decide to do anything else tonight. All right, so that's what we have so far. Okay, we're gonna get started on my chicken and bean burritos. So what I have are the Ole Extreme Wellness Wraps, and these are 1 SmartPoint each. I have some Velveeta shreds, and this is 2 points for 1/4 cup, and I'm going to use 1/4 cup for 2 burritos. So I just thought I would go ahead and throw these together. Now this is the chicken. Hopefully you can get a look at this. This is the chicken that I had made in my Instant Pot, and again, there's about just shy of 5 pounds of chicken here. I just figured it would be good to use throughout the week. I know I'm probably going to use some of it for dinner, but I thought, like I said, it would just be good to use throughout the week, and I would have it on hand. So I can do salads with it. I can do my bean and cheese and chicken burritos with it, and then decide what I'm going to do as far as a dinner with it later. So again, it just comes in handy to have it on hand when you need it. So I'm just going to grab one of these out here, and I'm just going to shred it. And that shreds really, really easy. Just want to get it a little less chunky, just so I can spread it on my burritos easier. And it's really good because I already cooked it in that taco seasoning. So it has that flavoring all the way through it. And it's going to give my burritos a really good flavor. All right, got that done. Good thing I was thinking about it. I almost forgot my magic ingredient, my Ortego taco sauce. I think I have a Taco Bell one around here somewhere, but I seen that one in there first, so we're just gonna go ahead and use that one. And I'm pretty sure that one's 0 points. If it's not, I will put a note here just so you can see how many points that was. Okay, and my last container that I have here is my refried beans, and these are just made, hold on, let me get a little closer. I made these in my Instant Pot as well, and I will link that recipe below as well because I think I've already filmed that one on my channel. And I really like these beans. I will tell you though, the last time I made these beans, I decided that I would take a bowl out just to taste them as far as, how I wondered how they would taste as far as a bean soup. When I used to travel to Texas, there was a restaurant down there, and it was near Los Indios, Texas. And they had the best bean soup. It was a little barbecue place. And they had the best bean soup I have ever had. I mean, it was spicy and flavorful, and it was just so good. And I have been trying to duplicate that recipe for years. And I think this recipe, before you mash them up with the juice, is close. Camo, are we supposed to be sniffing the counter? You can see she's trying to make an appearance in today's video. Come on. She's so funny sometimes. She just wants to be in here with me. And it's really funny because of the fact that since I was sick, her and I have spent a lot of time together. Just a lot of time. All right, it's too tedious with those forks. This is just my lunch, so I'm not real worried about it. So yeah, her and I have been spending a lot of time together, so I think when I go back to work tomorrow, I think she's gonna have separation anxiety. I'm gonna have to have my daughter come by during the day and check on her to make sure she's okay, poor thing. All right, so we have that. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the cheese on it. I have my measuring cup out here. So I have a 1/4 cup, and I'm just gonna put half on one and half on the other. Whew. I think that's a little more than I need. That's gonna be yummy. All right, so I have that. Last thing I'm gonna put on here is my taco sauce. And again, you've probably seen me make these before, but it is so good. This is one of my favorite lunches to take to work. So I have a tablespoon of that. I'm just gonna pour half on one and half on the other. Then I'm just gonna roll those up. That's one. That will be two. I have my containers back here. You can see I'm working with limited space. My husband had his meat grinder out, and it's taking up my counter. All right, so I've got those in there. I will put the lid on. Check them out. Those are some nice, yummy burritos, right? My water dispenser in my fridge is so loud sometimes. All right, so I have my burritos done. I'm gonna continue doing this off camera so that I have those ready to go. And I'm gonna make probably 2 lunches of this just so I have it. And then I will be all set for lunches for the next couple of days. I think I'm also gonna throw together a salad, but it's not gonna be anything fancy. So maybe I'll take a picture of it, but I probably won't film that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up, and then we will see you tomorrow when I make my soup recipe. Okay, So it is now Monday. I am off of work, and now we are going to get started on our 0-point WW taco soup. So this recipe is brought to you by slenderkitchen.com. And here are the ingredients. We have 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast, 1 onion diced, 2 garlic cloves, 14.5 ounce cans of the following: pinto beans drained, black beans drained, canned corn drained, diced tomatoes with green chilies undrained. I've got a slight variation with that one. 2 cups of fat-free chicken broth, and a 1.25 ounce package of taco seasoning. So let's go ahead and get started and start throwing our ingredients together. Now, during my meal prep, you noticed that I had already made my chicken. So I'm not going to have to cook that, but what I would like to do is I would like to soften the onions. I have my onions chopped here. So I'd like to soften my onions so that they're ready to go. So I have a little extra chicken broth here. So I'm just going to pour some of my chicken broth in my pot. It's just so that I don't have to use any spray or anything. And then I'm going to grab a wooden spoon, and I'm going to start to saute those onions in my pan. Now, while those are starting to saute, I'm going to go ahead and drain my beans. And then once my onions start to get a little translucent, then I will jump back on here and we will continue on with the recipe. Okay, next up we're going to go ahead and add a tablespoon of garlic. We're just going to give that a quick little stir. Right, I am going to add just a little more of that broth in there, just to keep my onions from sticking. Much better. Okay, so while that is coming together, there are 2 different options here. I am using the stovetop option, but there's also a slow cooker option. For the slow cooker option, you just throw everything into the slow cooker and cook it on low for 4 hours. It does say that 8 hours is fine, but so 4 to 8 hours, and then you would remove the chicken and shred it or chop it. So for the stovetop directions that we're doing, it said to cook the onions until tender, add the garlic, and then start to add the remaining ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and grab our beans that I have drained. So I have the pinto beans and the black beans in there. So I go ahead and add those in. Going to add the rest of my chicken broth in. And for those of you who have watched my videos before, you know that I like to use this chicken base just because of the fact that it's easy and I don't have to have chicken broth on hand at all times. So I just mixed in the proper amounts with some water, and that's ready to go. Now, it did say to add a can of corn and drain it. Anytime I've added corn to my soup, I've always just thrown it in undrained. So you know me, I'm a rebel. I'm going to just throw it together that way. Okay, so the next thing that we have to add is the diced tomatoes with green chilies. I don't have any Rotel here, but I do have some petite diced tomatoes and some diced green chilies. So I'm just going to throw both of these in. So I'm going to get these cans opened and then toss both of these in undrained. I really like a recipe that you can do either way, that you can either cook it on the stove top or you can cook it in the slow cooker, because depending on your day or the amount of time that you have, it gives you the opportunity to change things up. So there's our green chilies, and then here are our diced tomatoes. I'm gonna double check our ingredients list because you know me, sometimes I get ahead of myself and then I start forgetting things. What I think I have left is my chicken and taco seasoning, but we're gonna check it out just to make sure. So our chicken, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in here. It called for 1 pound of boneless chicken breast, but I went ahead and shredded some chicken. I think this is maybe 2 cups, maybe 3 cups. I'll double check it once I get it out of the bowl. There's a marker on the bottom of the bowl. But you can't go wrong with extra chicken, right? And this is the chicken that I had cooked in my Instant Pot. And just had that ready for the week. 2.9 cups, so just shy of 3 cups of chicken. We're gonna give that a quick stir. It's gonna be like a nice hearty stew. It's gonna be awesome. Now if you want this a little less thick, you can also, first of all, add the proper amount of chicken. But second of all, you can just add more chicken stock to it. So if I was to look at my list, that's where we were going, right? The last thing I need to do is add the taco seasoning. So let's get that in there and then I will tell you the cooking directions next. I'm thinking maybe 1.5 tablespoons. Again, I'm using my tried and true taco seasoning that I get in the container. I think this is the brand that I get from Costco. Okay. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more water to this. I think it'll be fine. So hold on, please. Just to give it a little more soup consistency. That's a little better. Okay, so if I were making this with raw chicken breast, it says to go ahead and simmer this on the stove for 30 minutes, and that once your chicken gets done, after about 15 minutes, it says to take the chicken out, shred it, and then add it back in when the soup has finished simmering for the half-hour time period. My thoughts are I'm going to let this simmer for 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, and then call it a day, because like I said, everything pretty much is already cooked in it, so I'm just letting the flavors meld together. If you were cooking it in the slow cooker, you would cook it all day and then again remove the chicken, shred it, put it back in, and then you're good to go. So this soup is 0 SmartPoints. I needed something, as I'm sure you do too, after that crazy Thanksgiving eat fest. But it's always good to have a nice reset and actually have something really good that you like just to eat. Now here in Michigan, it did snow today. Thank goodness where I'm at, it did not stick. But winter's coming and you're gonna want some of these good, yummy comfort foods. And that's exactly why I wanted to make something like this today. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm going to get this edited. I'm going to include yesterday's footage along with today's footage. I hope that you enjoyed the meal prep / cook with me that I put together for you, and I will try my best to do a meal prep Sunday here soon so that you can follow along with me while I do a full meal prep. All right, so I'm going to sign off. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye.